Hurricane Milton has hit Florida hard, marking one of the most violent storms in recent history. Homes are ripped apart, businesses destroyed, and families displaced. But as we grapple with the aftermath of Milton, it's a stark reminder of the raw power of nature. Tonight, we're going to take a hard look at some of the most violent hurricanes in U.S. history. These are not just stories of wind and rain, but stories of resilience, of loss, and of the human spirit enduring in the face of unimaginable devastation. From the Gulf Coast to the Atlantic seaboard, we'll examine the science behind these storms and the lessons learned along the way. It's a sobering reminder of the importance of preparedness and the enduring strength we find in each other when disaster strikes. Follow this report with us to learn about the latest developments in Hurricane Milton, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to receive all new updates. In 1900, weather forecasting was in its infancy. In Galveston, Texas, that lack of warning proved catastrophic. The storm that slammed into Galveston on September 8th remains the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. Imagine a wall of water, a storm surge over 15 feet, crashing into a city entirely unprepared. Entire homes were swept off their foundations, businesses reduced to rubble. The official death toll is estimated between 8,000 and 12,000 souls lost. Galveston, once a thriving hub, was forever changed. The lessons learned from this tragedy would shape hurricane preparedness for generations to come. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina exposed the failure of man-made systems. Katrina hit the Gulf Coast as a Category 3 hurricane, but the storm surge overwhelmed levees protecting New Orleans. The city, rich in history, filled with toxic floodwaters, images of families trapped on rooftops, and the Superdome overflowing with evacuees. Katrina claimed over 1,800 lives, and the economic toll was $125 billion. It was a wake-up call about infrastructure and social equity.
I remember the fear and chaos. We were trapped on our roof for days hoping someone would come. The levees breaking was like a nightmare.
Chapter 3. Hurricane Allen's Fury, from the Caribbean to Texas. In 1980, Hurricane Allen carved a path of destruction from the Caribbean Sea all the way to Texas.
This was a storm of unusual intensity, holding on to its Category 5 status for longer than any Atlantic hurricane on record at the time. Allen first slammed into the Caribbean, devastating islands like Barbados and St. Lucia. Then, it set its sights on the Gulf of Mexico, eventually making landfall in Texas as a Category 3 storm. The story of Hurricane Allen reminds us that these storms know no borders, impacting communities far and wide.
Chapter 4. The 1935 Labor Day. Hurricane, a beast of wind and water. The Labor Day hurricane of 1935, also known as the Florida Keys hurricane, remains the strongest hurricane ever to hit the United States. Imagine winds exceeding 200 miles per hour, a force so powerful it could tear a house from its foundation. This storm, a compact but ferocious Category 5, tore through the Florida Keys with unimaginable fury. The storm surge, estimated at 18 to 20 feet, swallowed entire islands whole.
The official death toll stands at over 400, but the true number will likely never be known. The 1935 Labor Day hurricane serves as a chilling reminder of the destructive power of nature.
Chapter 5. Hurricane Andrew, a South Florida nightmare. In 1992, Hurricane Andrew slammed into South Florida with the raw force of a Category 5 hurricane.
Andrew's 165-mile-per-hour winds ripped through Miami-Dade County, reducing entire neighborhoods to rubble. Homes were flattened, businesses destroyed, and the landscape was left scarred with debris. The storm exposed vulnerabilities in building codes and the need for stronger, more resilient infrastructure. While Andrew claimed 65 lives directly, its impact was long-lasting. The storm forced a re-evaluation of building practices, disaster preparedness, and the importance of community resilience.
The legacy of storms. Remembering, rebuilding, preparing. Hurricane Milton has left a trail of destruction, but it is just one in a long history of devastating storms. As we rebuild and recover, it's crucial to remember the lessons from past hurricanes to better prepare for the future. From Galveston to Katrina, from the Florida Keys to Andrew, these storms serve as stark reminders of the awesome power of nature and the importance of human resilience. They remind us of the need for robust infrastructure, effective early warning systems, and compassionate disaster response. As we move forward, Let's honor the memories of those lost in these tragedies by strengthening our communities and facing future storms with greater preparedness.